All right, today we're going to look at rules of factoring, and these rules of factoring will help us determine if we can divide a given number by one of these numbers. And so we're going to start with 1. Well, 1 is a factor of all numbers. And 1 is a factor of all numbers because you can divide any number by 1. After 1, we go to 2. And 2 is a factor of even numbers because any even number can be divided by 2. To determine if 3 is a factor, which means we want to see if we can divide a number by 3, we have to do a little bit of work. And 3 is a factor if the sum of the digits is 3, 6, or 9. And what you would do is you would continually add the digits until you get a 3, 6, or 9, or some other one-digit number. So if we had the number 56, you would take 5 plus 6 to get 11, and then you take 1 plus 1, which is 2, so 3 is not a factor of 56. But if you had the number 87, 8 plus 7 is 15, 1 plus 5 is 6. And so 3 would be a factor of 87, but it would not be a factor of 56. 4. If we're listing factors of a number, we can determine if 4 is a factor by looking at 2. 4 is a factor if 2 is paired with an even number. So if we go back to 56, 2 is a factor of 56 because 56 is an even number. And 2 times 28 is 56. So 2 is paired with an even number in 28. So therefore 4 is also a factor of 56. But if the number was 74, 2 is a factor of 74 because 74 is an even number. And 4 is not because 2 times 37 is 74. 37 is not an even number, so therefore 4 is not a factor. 5 is a factor, meaning we can divide a number by 5 if the last digit is 5 or 0. So if the number is 56, 5 is not a factor because the last digit is a 6 and not 5 or 0. 6 is a factor. You can tell if you can divide a number by 6 if 2 and 3 are factors. So if both 2 and 3 are in the list of factors, 6 should also be in the list of factors. Now 7 is not in our list here today. For 7, you just have to try. You just have to see if you can divide that number by 7. Next is 8, and 8's rule is very similar to 4. Okay, 8 is a factor if 4 is paired with an even number. So if we go back to our example of 56, 4 times 14 is 56. So therefore 8 would be a factor because 4 is paired with 14. But in a number like 36, 4 is a factor of 36 because 4 times 9 is 36. But 4 is paired with an odd number. So therefore 8 is not a factor. Our next number is 9. 9's rule is very similar to 3. 9 is a factor if the sum of the digits is 9. So if you add the digits and you continually add till you get a one-digit number, if it's 9, 9's a factor. If it's not 9, 9 is not a factor. And the final one we're going to use is 10. And 10 is a factor, means you can divide by 10 if the last digit is 0. So if it ends in a 0, you can divide it by 10. If it does not end in 0, you cannot divide it evenly by 10. And as always, I hope this helps.